Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. Hey guys, so today will be the start of a series that I will be doing, the Bake With Me series. I really do love to bake, so there should be plenty of videos in this series coming soon. Today I will be making a Sundrop Pound Cake. I've been making this recipe for a long time and it's really good if you like Sundrop. But you can also make it with cherry lemon Sundrop. I will put the recipe on the screen for a second, or you can follow along with this video. I already have all my ingredients out, so let's get started. First things first, you need your bowl. I have a stand mixer, so I'll be using that, but you can also use a large bowl to mix everything in. Step 1 is to cream your sugar, butter, and shortening together. So let's start with the sugar. You need 3 cups of that, so I have my measuring cup here. Alright, and you have 2 sticks of butter. The recipe does say margarine, but whatever you have. Your butter doesn't have to be melted entirely, but at least softened. But the rule of baking is if you're going to use butter or eggs in a recipe, leave it out before you start cooking so they will all be a little softer when you need it. Okay, I have my butter. It's good if it's melted, but not quite all of it. And then you need a half a cup of shortening, which is like Crisco vegetable shortening. And because this recipe is so easy, I literally just use the one bowl and 1 measuring cup because it's all gonna mix together anyways. We'll dump this in and give it its first mix. I have no idea how loud this is gonna be. You just mix on a medium speed and just until it's all combined. Once your ingredients look about like this, you are ready to move on to the next step. Now it's time to add your flour and your eggs. All-purpose flour, and 3 cups of that. I recommend using a sifter to eliminate most of the clumps that you're gonna get from the flour. I make up so much of a mess during this step, it's actually crazy. Alright, I've just added my 3 cups of flour. Now would be a good time to mention that you should be preheating your oven to 325 if you're using a metal pan. If you have a silicone or something, I don't know, but I use metal pans. Now we're going to add our 5 eggs and mix in between each egg. I like to just keep it mixing as I add in each egg. Make sure you don't get any sugar. Your mixture will be really thick at first, but once you add all the eggs, it should look about like this. Next, you're gonna add your vanilla and lemon extracts, only a teaspoon of each because a little does go a long way with these. It can be a heaping teaspoon for extra flavor. You're gonna mix that, and then lastly, add your Sundrop or cherry lemon Sundrop. You only need 3/4 of a cup or 6 ounces of that, and then you will mix that all together. And then that is the last step for mixing together your batter. I always recommend using a spoon or a spatula to make sure you scrape the sides and the bottom of your bowl to make sure every part of it is all completely mixed together. And of course, your batter should look like this and be about this consistency. Okay, now is the time that you make yourself some room to pour your batter into your bun pan. which I have to get from up there. I always have problems with this cake coming out of the tin very well, so I rub butter on it, I spray it, and put flour on it to make sure it comes out of this. Make sure you get in all the little crevices in your butter pan. Butter's everywhere, so now we spray. That makes such a mess. And then I just dust it with some flour. I've just wiped off the mixing attachment as much as possible so we can use most of the batter, and now we can pour it into our pan. I do about half and turn it around so it's even. And once you got as much batter as you can in your pan, you want to shake it around to get it even, and tap it a couple times on your counter or table to make sure all the air bubbles are out. Finally, make sure your oven is completely preheated and stick it in for an hour and 15 minutes. I always go middle rack, and also this cake is pretty delicate, so while it is in the oven, you want to try to not have a lot of movement to where the ground would shake and cause it to collapse. But while it's in the oven, I clean up my mess. Remember to turn your pan around about halfway through so both sides cook evenly. Here's what mine looks like about halfway through. Alright guys, my cake is now out of the oven and onto the cake tray. You're going to be sure to let it cool in the pan for like 20-30 minutes so it doesn't fall apart whenever you dump it out. I am now going to make the glaze. I don't always make it, but I decided that I'm going to this time. For this glaze, you need 2 cups of powdered sugar, a 1/4 cup of regular sugar, 2 tablespoons of melted butter, a 1/3 cup of milk, and a 1/3 cup of Sundrop. Alright, and once you got all those ingredients in your bowl, you're going to mix it all together. Try to get any clumps of the powdered sugar out, and then use a spoon, or I'm using a brush, to brush on your glaze. Okay, now I brushed the glaze on, and I even spooned some on as well. So now the cake is done. Alright, that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you like this recipe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!